this month?
My last day was the 31st of March.
Okay. Because as you went into this month, the star that causes a whole lot of upheaval and a sense of dishevelment went on to the place where finances are located.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So you would feel at best like you're walking on eggs, but almost like water balloons, that every time you step, that balloon kind of jogs around.
Right.
This should lift. It'll lift. It'll lift. It definitely will lift. Do I promise you it's going to lift before May 5th? Probably not. So the best you can do is lots of inner work, prep work, really just investigating fearless versus fearlessness, because the fear is actually triggered by a very deep, abiding sense and belief in separation from Source. So
I get that.
Got it? So that's the root of the splinter. So as you there's only one Source, as you just keep going to Source, it will begin to lift, and almost miraculously.
You know what, and I don't have the words, but I totally get that. The further away I get from my knowing, that's when the crazy thoughts start.
Absolutely. And all it is it's just your mind. It's our mind running amok.
Right. And I do understand that there's part of that, I was talking to someone this morning, polishing the pearl type of thing, like all this resistance that pops up. Did I do the right thing? Am I capable? And all of that. It's just, so reminders that, of course I am. And of course I've done the right thing. It's time.
Well, wait a second. I'm going to back you down off of that.
Okay.
It's going to sound like I'm really whopping you over the head, Jean.
Okay, that's all right. I'm good. I'm cool.
You didn't do the right thing or the wrong thing. Stop your judgment. It's neither right nor wrong, because there's no you.
I got that.
There's only the presence, and the presence is living you. So the presence wanted a different experience. It's not about Jean. It's about the presence expanding itself. And that will free you from this terror of, oh my golly, maybe I didn't do the right thing. And it will free you from well-meaning family and friends after, a very brief time. If you're still feeling wobbly in your choice, well, they're going to say, what were you thinking? Even if they don't say it to your face. And that can be worse, because we can actually feel it. But you've got to be more and more clear with, there is no Jean. There is only one. There is only Source. I'm sticking to it. And it requires discipline and practice. I want you to be a concert pianist in this respect. That's what I'm holding the lamp for you to become. I don't have to argue about a dark thought. Oh my God, did I do the right thing? I can only say, Jean, I'm holding a huge lantern, and it's there showing you the essence of you. Case closed. Full stop. Stop right away. There's nothing else to do. But you can see in its simplicity, holy smokes.
Yeah.
So whenever you use the word I, be so careful, because there isn't an I. That's it. And once you accept and embrace the falseness of that, then you can really embrace that with a capital T.
Right.
Because there's only one. There's not two. There's not Jean and something else.
So how do I, as an earthling, what do I do to grasp that even further?
Well, it's just because it's so dang simple. It's almost the repetition. Yeah, it's almost the constant, chronic repetition, no matter what is thrown at you, that you realize, boy, I just told her I'm an earthling from an earth position, and you got to only see I'm shaking my head. No. Because if you believe you're yes, you have a costume on. I'll grant you that.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
You have a lovely costume on. However, that's just an appearance. Underneath the appearance, you remember Columbo and his dirty raincoat?
Yeah.
Underneath that dirty raincoat was a genius.
Right.
All-knowing, all-powerful, omnipotent, everything.
Great example. Yes.
And that is you. So when you have a yes, but I'm an earthling, it's just the mind moving you back into duality again. The mind only knows duality. It's actually wired that way.
Right.
So it's accepting, oh, okay, mind, have a nice time of it, but I'm not buying into it. I'm not buying into the good and the bad. No, there is no such thing. I'm not buying into right or wrong. No. I'm buying into what is source energy or awareness or consciousness. And you can't go deeper. You can't make the God of you deeper. You can't make source energy deeper. You can't, there's no seeking. It just is. And all the people that keep seeking and seeking with the next guru and the next master and the next whatever's come down the pike, it's kind of wearing them out, is from what I'm observing. But because it's so simple, what I'm really seeing, and I've seen it very clearly in these past few days with the different people that I've counseled, in consultations, my heavenly days, there's a resistance to it. To the point, Jean, where they actually can't hear me. And are almost offended by the simplicity of it.
I know. I do. I get that. And yet, I'm at a loss for words because I know it's so simple, and it's almost like I just want to remind myself to take a deep breath and just be.
Well, there it is. Done. Case closed. Stop.
Yeah.
And if that's your mantra, just remind myself to just be. Stop. Okay? That's a great mantra. Just be.
Yeah.
And that takes practice because our programming is so antiquated and detrimental that it's really astounding. So you're in the process of breaking massive amounts of programming.
Yeah.
Which will not exactly make you popular. I will give you that.
I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? God bless all the people around me are so supportive and so, they do. They everybody just lets me do my thing. It's just the times that I get in my head that I start, you're like, whoa.
Okay, well, just say to yourself, my head doesn't have the answer. You don't look for the answer in your head. It's not there.
No.
Because of its inherent design of duality. So you won't get it there. And that was very helpful for me to really appreciate that and really grasp that. It allows me to keep dropping my head more and more frequently.
Right.
So keep dropping. And
I will, and thank you.
You're very welcome, darling. Thank you
Thanks for
calling.
being there.
Listen to the rest of it, because it's going to still tap around you, okay?
Yeah, it's definitely on the background while I'm working on my stuff.
Okay, good.
So,
perfect.
All right. Thanks,
okay.
Elaine.
You're welcome, Jean.
Bye.
Bye. one of the things that Jean and I just kind of tuned into a little bit here is our programming. And I just wanted to share a little incident that happened within my little life. And one of my grandchildren wants to be able to use a computer at my home when he comes to visit. And I have an extra computer, and I loved this computer. This computer's been good to me. I bought it at the time when computers were like $1,500. It was obscene. But I was assured by my dear friend who helped me select it, this thing is a workhorse. It will last forever. Don't ever get rid of this. Okay, fine. And it has seen me for, I hate to tell you, probably 12, maybe 14 years of goodness. But my most recent move, I had it packed up. So I unpacked it. And I couldn't seem to make this thing get new life. So I took it to my precious friend who is a godsend in my life. He's a computer genius. And I went in and said, what do we need to do here? And he was kind of awestruck that somebody still had such a relic. And I'm like, but look, it's really good. And he goes, oh, yep, it's a Pentium. That was very good. The problem is nothing in today's world can integrate with this thing. And I began to really think about that today because our old programming cannot be recalibrated. My computer really can't be recalibrated unless I spend a gazillion dollars and make it a bionic computer, which of course some people are attempting to do with their bodies. But in the natural scheme of things, let it go. But my programming was, no, this is a workhorse. I could still hear my first friend saying, don't ever get rid of this. And you'll need the material that's in it. There was really good, fearful reasons why I should hold on to this. And when I could actually see the wisdom just from the simple words of my friend down here saying, no, nothing's compatible with it. So I actually asked him, well, then how do I destroy the information inside? Not that this information is, anything untoward on the planet. It's more like, connecting with angels and all that stuff. But I thought, no, still, it's private information. His answer was very clean and very simple. Open it up, take the board, I guess the motherboard, I guess that's what it's called, and simply take a sledgehammer to it. It was such a clean answer, and today it dawned on me. We just have to take our own motherboard out from inside ourselves and take a sledgehammer. Because some of us are so fixated on what worked then. And this is true whether it's your computer, whether it's all the stuff that's crammed in your closet and your basement and attics and garages, or the life partner that cannot be recalibrated. And there's no recalibrating the partnership. And of course, under this month of taking a good look at what we're so fixated upon, you really get to see it from a very crisp, clean point of view. So I really do thank my computer guy. I'm still thinking, well, maybe my grandson can at least play a game on it, but I suspect not, and I will be letting that go certainly by the time Mercury is finished with its retrograde, which incidentally just started over the weekend. So you got a retrograde Mercury. You've got, which of course Mercury is retrograde in Taurus, which again, there's that holding. Taurus, you kids who are Taurus out there, it's one of the 4 fixed signs. The fixed signs are the most dreadful letter goers